Hi there, my name's Mookie from 88.5, the SoCal Sound. We are ready for yet another SoCal Sound session. If you're not familiar with what we do, we are public radio here in Southern California. Step up and support us if you can at the SoCalSound.org. Members are really the lifeblood of public radio, and we could really use your support. We got Jade Bird here in studio. We're going to get into some music off the upcoming brand new record, and we're going to have a chit chat here in studio. So let's get into it. The first song is Nobody. It is Jade Bird on the SoCal Sound. There you go. The song was called Nobody, kind of a stripped-down version here in our studio.
Absolutely.
The new record's coming out soon. Who wants to talk about love? And Jade Bird is here with us once again.
Let's talk about love.
How are you?
I'm doing really good, yeah. I'm actually, this record, when I was writing it and recording it, life's been chaotic, put it that way, and I'm finally feeling good. You know?
As a songwriter, sometimes you sort of wear your heart on your sleeve, you know, and it seems like the subject matter of this new record, I guess we could just dive right into it, you know? It's
Rip
like,
the Band-Aid off.
Yeah, it's heavy stuff, you know. I know that in my life, and probably, I mean, this is probably relatable to a lot of people, but relationships are very hard.
They can be.
And that's the sort of the theme on this record, right?
Yeah, I think relationships, when they're not right or when they're going wrong, it can feel like a bit of a vortex, you know, and it feels like it pulls everything else in that's going on and just throws it into complete chaos. You know, especially when you see somebody as your whole world, or you put these unhealthy expectations on somebody in your life. And that's exactly where I was. I was touring with my guitarist, you know, for 5 years. We were engaged, and it wasn't right. It wasn't working. We didn't grow together. We grew apart. And I stayed in it too long. And I think these songs came out of me desperately trying to break free and desperately trying to work out why I felt like such a terrible person. I think I was just a bad fit, you know?
Are some of these songs about your personal relationship, but also about some other family stuff that you've encountered in the past?
Yeah. Well, the record finishes with this song called Wish You Well that I play live, and with permission kind of from my mum. My mum I've always been very like, you know, strong Jade, and, you know, not very open. Sort of like the songs will do the talking. And I chatted to my mum about this song called Houdini that's about my dad. Me and my dad don't speak anymore. And she was like, well, Jay, maybe you need to be a bit more vulnerable, because people weren't getting that this song was about that. They needed like more context. And so on this record, I finished it with this song called Wish You Well that's about that whole situation.
Incredible.
And I've just chosen to be open with it. You know, it's not an easy thing to talk about, but it is my life. So.
Right. You know, I wanted to talk about this new album with you, and then reading about it, it's like, you know, you have to, I mean, I guess you have to talk about it, you know, in front of people and stuff like that. Some of the subject matter is pretty heavy and I guess dark at times, you know. You've got some shows coming up, some East Coast dates with Tom Odell, right?
And I'll be chatting about it there,
Right, some festivals including, I guess, Glastonbury, which I've never been to, but it seems like a big thing.
Yeah, good chaos is Glastonbury,
So you're like pumping yourself up, ready to go on stage type of thing, but then you go up on stage and you're singing about, you know, breakup and heartache and loss and things like that. We'll see if it takes a toll on you. I don't know.
You're so right, though. I've been playing these songs for the first time, and it's really strange. I'm feeling like this physical, like it's emanating from me as I play them. And there are real moments when I'm singing these lyrics and I kind of feel like myself be really welling up. Because it's very direct from the soul, you know. All of these songs have memories from like actual experiences, and a lot of them are in the worst time of my life, I would consider it. So I think it's this joint thing of catharsis, but it will be intense. But luckily, up until now, I've had like really beautiful audiences that have a lot of respect and enable me to do that. I couldn't do it if it was just, you know, I wouldn't feel comfortable opening up or sharing with a crowd that wasn't particularly.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I've been quite fortunate so far, so just fingers crossed.
Yeah, incredible. We're gonna get back to the music. I do
Yes,
have some
let's do
other,
it.
you know, fun questions, lighthearted questions
let's do it.
for you.
Let's do it.
After this, we're gonna get into another new track off the record. Who wants to talk about love? It's completely stripped down. Just Jade Bird in our studio. This is a great version of "Save Your Tears." on the SoCal Sound. In our studio, Save Your Tears. The website is jade-bird.com if people want to check out some tour dates, pick up some merch, I guess perhaps pre-order the record type of thing. So I've seen you, my memory is so fuzzy at this point. And you were just asking you were asking me off the air like about interviews in the past and stuff like that. And it's hard to remember stuff, but I do know that I've seen you perform maybe 4 or 5 times. I think one of those was opening up for First Aid Kit, perhaps.
I love that show.
So
I remember that show.
I do remember that correctly.
Yeah, they're brilliant.
Yeah, they are brilliant. There was another show, I believe, I want to say at the Terragram Ballroom where you opened up for somebody, and it was just me. I cruised solo.
Ooh,
and it was you and a full band. I know.
Yeah.
It was you and a full band, and there were people in front of me while you were playing, and they're like looking at each other. And they're like, oh my God, who is this? She's amazing. And I'm behind them and I'm like, yeah, I know. I know. But now these other people know as well. I'm so super cool, and I almost forgot about our Benefest last summer.
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, you played a benefit show for this public radio station.
I know, and past Jackson Brown on the stairs. Like, that was a moment.
I know.
I was like, pretty starstruck. But yeah, it was a beautiful show.
Speaking of that, are there any artists from the past or, from today that you would perhaps like to collaborate with one day?
The first one that comes into mind, because I think sometimes when you have a breakup or the ending of your relationship or an ending of a certain part of your life, there's always one song that seems to just sum it up perfectly. And for me, it was Linda Ronstadt's Birds. She's got this beautiful song called Birds. And so I've always felt like I'd want to even just cover a whole album. I just think she's just found me, or I found her later on in my life, and I'm just obsessed. And then new artists, there's so many good ones at the minute, but I feel like Gigi Perez has moved me in a way I haven't been for a really long time.
You're kidding.
I just think she is, I can't say enough about her. I think it's so real and so raw, and I just adore her music. So they would be the two.
Amazing. So that Linda Ronstadt record might be like if someone was asking you the desert island disc question, you have one record, you're on a desert island.
Yeah, you know what, you're right, because it takes you through these feelings of like, I don't know, you kind of got the hairbrush singing ones. If I say like, where will I be loved? I imagine myself with big hair, big Linda Ronstadt hair. But yeah, no, her voice is just... it's a whole new level.
I like the idea of a cover record, a tribute record,
I'm really on that wave at some point. When I stop writing original music for a bit,
that could be a thing.
100%.
Again, the new record is Who Wants to Talk About Love. There's some previous Jade Bird releases that I feel like will withstand the test of time and be on at least this radio station forever, like and Lottery and even C'est La Vie. And you did a cover. Speaking of covers, you did Walk Like an Egyptian for
that was a throwback. I love that cover. It was so much fun to play. So random.
Was that your choice, or did somebody? Oh,
that's what I mean. My music taste is so bizarre. It's so it's all encompassing. But I loved playing that. That's such a throwback. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, that's a good one. You were talking off the air about the differences in the live performance, where it's, you've got a band up on stage with you, but for lack of a better word, it might be a little more subdued than before, perhaps?
I think it's more, I want to get the dynamic right. I think early in my career, I had this feeling like I don't want people to get bored, or I don't want people to like drift off, or, I'm kind of like, so I would go really fast and really loud. And I think that was a product of being young, but now I feel a lot more confident. So I feel like I want to take people on this journey. I've watched like incredible artists, like, Brandy Carlisle's a big inspiration. And I watch her show and she takes you on a real... she isn't afraid to be sad for too long or vulnerable for too long. And I'm excited to put on a show like that, and embrace that feeling of like cozy and sad, but then also, be like really euphoric in the way my music is. So
amazing. What do you do in your free time when there's no music around, or is it just always focused on music?
No, I read a lot, and I'm starting to write. It's a really random thing.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm into like reading.
So reading books from other authors sort of inspired you to do your own writing?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah. I don't know where it came from, to
Love
be honest
that.
with you, but I just felt, you know what I do. My second record, I started writing more character-based songs, you know? And I felt like on my music now, I kind of wanted to go back into focusing on myself, but I had this huge facet that I wanted to delve into, like taking interest in other people. That's where writing can be really interesting. And so I was like, this isn't enough. And then I started writing more story stuff. You know, because I could, and you can invent characters. It's like a whole thing, you know.
So in reading in your free time, you gravitate more towards fiction,
Dystopian and sci-fi.
Okay. Love that. Man, there's some great like indie bookstores around town. And I just passed one the
really?
other day driving to Hollywood or something. I was like, I gotta stop.
Oh,
in
you
there,
gotta tell me about it, yeah.
Yeah, there was one period of time I took like a week off and the whole family went on like an indie bookstore tour.
Oh,
And the
love.
rule was we had to each get a book at each store, which was so
That's
super fun.
amazing. What did
Yeah.
you? What were the highlights? Who got what?
I don't remember what the stores were called.
Like you put me on the spot. I don't know.
My wife was spearheading that trip.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
But I got a few things, and I'll circle back with you later with
The book list,
those stores.
Please.
Yeah.
Okay, and the stores, yeah. And I want the book list, yeah.
You're living in SoCal now, which
Yes.
is amazing. We hope to keep you here for a period of time. No plans to move out of town right now, right?
No, she fell in love, so I think we're good.
Okay.
I think we're good. There was a happy ending to the story, so I think I'm going to be here for the foreseeable future.
Love that. It's really nice to have you here. I think everybody
Yeah.
in the office knows that I'm a big Jade Bird fan.
Oh no! Like I said, it's so good to be back. It always feels like cozy and like a safe space to talk, and it's just great. So thank you.
I
Guys.
told everyone that I got my Jade Bird hug at the Marcus Mumford show the other day.
Damn right you did.
Yeah.
It's always here. It's always here.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Lovely to see you again. Who Wants to Talk About Love is the brand new record. We're really excited about it, and you're excited as well. We got one more song from you. It's a stripped down version of the song Dreams. You said that this is a dark song. You were going through an emotional time, and you were driving around Los Angeles
Yes.
and saw a billboard that said, "This is what dreams are made of."
Very true.
Oh, the irony.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
so this song came out of it. Can you expand on that a little bit, or should we just rip right into the song?
Maybe you did a great job. Maybe we ripped
Did
right
I?
in. You
I'm
did.
just.
That was kind of perfect.
That was just
That's the whole story.
another quote, real quick. You know what? Let's just not do that. Let's get into the music and we'll wrap it up. Jade Bird, you're amazing. Thanks
You're
for taking the
best.
time.
Thank you so much, genuinely.